Hello, my name is Otto and welcome to the channel. This is the Insta360 One X2 and it is a fantastic camera. But I have to confess that it feels a little bit intimidating the first time that you use it. Well, maybe it's more than just a little bit, but don't be afraid. All it takes is just a few minutes to get used to it and then you're just gonna love this camera. First, on the Insta360 One X2 we have two physical buttons. This one on the right side, which you press to power on. And to turn off the camera, all you have to do is press and hold that same button for a few seconds. And here on the front we have the shutter button that is going to start or stop recording or is going to take a picture if you are in picture mode. Everything else will be done on this screen, which is the viewfinder, but if you tap it, you're going to see different kind of information. These arrows are going to open different menus. Here on the top we have the battery indicator and the memory card recording time left. This 360 number here indicates the mode that you're on right now, and this on the right side is going to flip the view to the front or the rear camera. Just remember that when you shoot in 360, the camera is looking everywhere, regardless of what you can see on the screen. At the bottom, we have the current camera mode, the resolution, and the frames per second. The bottom arrow is a shortcut menu, and here you can quickly select between photo mode, video mode, and time-lapse. The left arrow is the playback section, and here you can play and view your videos or delete them. The right arrow is for the camera settings, and here you can choose automatic mode. You can select manual mode, which is going to let you select shutter speed and ISO. You also have shutter priority, and then you have isolated, which is going to set the exposure individually for each camera, the front and the rear one. Here on the left we can choose the exposure compensation, the white balance, and also the color profile, which can be standard, vivid, or log, which is a flat profile for color grading later in post. The top arrow is for the main settings. This is page number 1, and here with this icon we can control the brightness of the screen. The lock is going to lock the screen so you don't touch by accident any of the settings. And to unlock, you just swipe this up. This one is to turn the LED light on or off. I like to have it off, so we'll keep it like that. The rocket here is to activate quick capture, and what it's gonna do is that if the Insta360 is off and you press the shutter button, it will start recording immediately. You don't even have to turn it on. And when you press it again to stop recording, it is going to turn off the Insta360 by itself. So on page 2, you swipe to the right, and now this icon over here is going to let you connect to the AirPods. And you can use the AirPods to control the device with voice commands and also record audio to the camera. On this icon, you can control the audio and you can choose between 360 direction focus or wind reduction. This icon is to turn on or off the voice control. And on this icon over here, we're gonna have more settings. I'm just gonna mention the ones that are most important. If you go inside general and then USB mode, you can select between desktop, webcam, or Android. So the webcam is kind of obvious, is if you're going to use this as a webcam. Desktop mode is if you're going to connect this to the computer, and then this is going to allow you to transfer the files from the SD card to the PC. And Android, if you're going to connect the Insta360 One X2 to your Android device with a cable. If I go back, but I'm still on general settings, I go all the way down and I see here the gyro calibration. And all you have to do is place the camera in this same position, just vertically, and just swipe to the right side. And this is going to do the calibration, and it is advised to do this before recording, or at least maybe once a day. So if I go back again to the basic settings, here we can do just a few things like format the SD card. We can choose the video codec that you want, H.264 or H.265. We can also select the language for voice control, and we can read the voice commands. At the bottom, at the camera mode indicator, you can switch to a specific camera mode. For picture mode, you can choose between standard, HDR, burst, interval, which will take a picture every 5 seconds, or night shot. If you're on picture mode, you can activate this icon over here. It is called Pure Shot, and it will help enhance the dynamic range of photos and reduce the noise at the same time. On picture mode, you can also use the right arrow to go to this menu and select if you want to shoot on JPEG or if you want to shoot in JPEG and RAW. If you need to select a timer, you can do it over here, where you can select 3, 5, 10, or 15 seconds. Now let's go back to the video mode. So on video mode, we can select standard video, HDR, time lapse, time shift, and bullet time. Then over here on the right side, we can select the resolution, and on the right side, the frames per second. Pressing the 360 icon is going to switch to Steadycam mode. Steadycam is only going to be using one camera and is not going to record in 360. So in my opinion, it becomes more of an action camera, and you don't even need to edit the clips like you do with the 360 videos. Straight out of the camera, the video clip is going to be a MP4 video file. Here on the main screen, we can choose which camera we want to use, the front or the rear one. If we go down here, we can select picture mode, but we're only going to get standard. On video mode, we can choose between standard, HDR, time lapse, and time shift. You cannot use bullet time on this mode. All the way to the right, you can select the orientation from horizontal to vertical, and here in the middle, you can select the resolution, and on the right side, the frames per second. On the top side, you can select Basic or Pro. I suggest using Pro since this will allow you to have the flow state stabilization, and you can also lock the horizon when you go to the app. Something else that you can do with the Steadicam is on the right side, you can go all the way down, and here you can select the field of view. For panorama shots, you need to select the picture icon, and then you press on the 360 icon over here until you see this panorama icon. Here at the bottom, you can select the timer if you need it, and you can also go to the right arrow and select JPEG or JPEG and RAW. There are so many things to do with this camera and so much information to look at that it's just difficult to learn all this in just one day. But if you have any questions, please feel free to just ask me in the comments down below. So if you found this video at least a little bit useful, please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!